Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rathlin Island. It's day 2 of early autumn, and we have just went through our first rainy day. I guess rain for quite a while actually. I think it's probably been 7 or 8 game days since we've had any rain, and we are back to our grass work. See, we still have a wet crop symbol up there. So we are going to be working today on silage bales. We're going to mow up this field here and the large grass field. Geez, I think it's field 24. I'm going to go ahead and mow up both of those fields, windrow it, and bale the grass. And then while we're busy baling, we've got our Kloss telehandler from the BGA over here with some bale spikes. We're going to use that to aid in the wrapping process. So we're going to mow the field, this field. We're going to windrow it, and then we're going to hook up the baler to this particular tractor, big one, and then we're going to run around with our Kloss and pick up the grass bales. And the little baler, or the little tractor, the smaller one, will be hooked up to our wrapper. If you remember, we've got that McHale stationary wrapper, so we need to basically bring the bales to it and then wrap while we go and kind of get our other bales. So I'm decided to try to mow the field this way. I have to say, I'm not really enjoying it. I had somebody comment that I should make left turns because it's easier on the mower when it's a side mower like this, and well, it might be easier. It's not near as desirable because I just have a hard time kind of judging where that mower is going to be. So, to tell you the truth, I'm going to go up here, flip it around, and go the other way. Quite frankly, that's just the way it's going to work better for me. So we'll do that here momentarily. See the Kloss there and everything. I'm going to pick things up. We were able to get the barley and the straw baled the other day. So we've got both of those fields now have been collected and are ready to turn around. We need to put some digestate down on the field to give it a little fertilizer. Then we need to start cultivating that field at some point, those two fields at some point. You've got a lot of rain in the forecast. Once I get turned here, I can show you the forecast that we've got coming up. There we go. Remember, we've already had our rain for the day, so it rained today, the second day of autumn. Got rain in the forecast for 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 9th days of autumn. So out of 9 days, we have 3 without rain in the forecast. So I can tell you, we're going to be trying to work in as best we can the hay work tomorrow and Wednesday. We're going to reserve Thursday for potentially harvesting our soybeans. Or if the soybeans aren't quite ready, we're going to have to do that on day 7. So if our soybeans are not ready on day 5, then we'll probably spend day 5 doing more hay work, doing some more mowing and tedding and baling of hay. If if or the soybeans are ready to come in by day 4, then we might not get around to doing the rest of our grass work until day 7. So we're just gonna have to play by ear every day and see how long the wet crop symbol is out there. See when it rains. We were blessed today with rain in the morning, but we kind of got it over with. We don't have the rain looming over us. If it was, coming later on in the day, which to some degree can be a very good thing. Kind of know what you've got because it's already rained. Got a wet crop. The only thing we can do with our grass with a wet crop is basically mow it and bale grass and make silage out of it, because we can't ted it until it dries. Don't know how long it's going to take to dry out. So we've got some more interesting Farm Sim 19 news coming out of FarmCon. It's been confirmed that we will have, as I said yesterday, or as I said on Friday, I think the last video came out on Friday, that they announced viable farms. They announced multiplayer with kind of an economy style option where you can play with up to 4 players or 4 groups of players, and each will have their own bank account and their own set of usable equipment. It's now been confirmed that there will be basically dynamic hose support in 19. So like we have dynamic hoses on our Flegel trailer and on our baler. When you hook it up, the hydraulic hoses and power cables and all of that hooks up. There'll be the same thing for 19, but it will also extend to seeders. So like the Coon Pack that has the front hopper, seed hopper, in 19 when you hook up, modders will have, and assumingly base game seeders that have seed hoppers, when you attach them, will have hoses that will attach to connect the front seed hopper or fertilize hopper to the back, as well as hydraulic hoses and whatnot as standard equipment. So that's pretty cool for those that are interested in the details and the immersion factor and such things. Not, at least not to my knowledge, it's not definitely confirmed, but it's kind of rumored that in addition to fertilizer, there will be the ability to put lime down on the field. We've talked about, what I understand, also the ability to have, this kind of goes along the line with, this kind of goes along the line with the buyable farm and the build your own farm, is placeable animal nav meshes of different sizes and maybe different shapes. So your ability to possibly either define custom locations for animals. So if you're playing on a map, you could decide, well, I want my cows to be over here, and I want them to be orientated this specific way, and I want my pigs to be over here, and so forth. But it could also allude to potentially the ability to move your animals. Now, it might be kind of convoluted to move them. You might have to sell them all and then buy them all new nav location. But I'm sure that the possibilities are nearly endless with options when it comes to modders and scripters. So the idea of movable cows could be very much a reality at some point in 19. There was a mention at FarmCon I saw of a limit to the number of animals you can have in a stable. Now, when I think of a stable, I think of horses. We know that horses are going to be in 19. So I'm hoping that this doesn't just mean that a limited number of horses can be put somewhere based on the size of a building, and I hope it's more akin to a limited number of animals of all areas. So if you have a small nav mesh for cows, then you might be limited to a certain number of cows. That would, in theory, be a realistic number for that amount of cows. But only time will tell as we get some more information out and so forth. Some other rumored stuff coming out of FarmCon. I say rumored because I haven't been able to find, at this point, verifiable information. To the extent that it basically confirms the information that I'm hearing, but it could be it's not looking in the right spot. So we're gonna leave this equipment here because we're gonna need it here at this field. I'm gonna run up here and get our windrower and get started on windrowing. Forecast. See, we got our soybeans field there. Got the other soybean field down by the pig area. At some point, you think I might change the bindings around for the season's forecast and the lights, but not overly annoying. It's just every time I try to go to the season's forecast, I end up turning the lights on. So we're gonna have to go this way. Well, right. Let me look up some other. There's some other information that's not quite confirmed, but somewhat reliable. Let's see if I can't dig that up. Apparently the ground may adapt better to placeable areas. Not really sure what that means, unless maybe if you're trying to put a placeable down and the ground isn't quite flat, maybe the ground appears to conform better to the placeable. Sometimes you put stuff down and it looks like it's floating, or a corner is floating off the ground because the ground not being quite level. So maybe that kind of corrects that. Apparently, tractors will age. Well, they have work hours on them. They have, you know, engine hours on them now. Like this one's at 80.9 hours. But apparently, as tractors age, their performance will degrade, which is an interesting concept think that the older your tractor is, it just doesn't quite have the horsepower it used to have. It just doesn't quite go as quick as it used to go. Be interesting to see how they implement this. There's been some debate on some Discord channels that I am a member of that the Giants may really mess this up, for lack of a better description. And if they really mess it up, then it will be like performance after 10 hours or 20 hours, and you start to have a hit. So I guess I'm in the work mode. Yep. Alright. We're going to get him going on that. Trying to shut this gate. It's hung up. We're going to go ahead and turn around here and go get our wrapper. Potentially 2 new brands, Agro Maz and Samson, have been seen in still images of the shop or in game. It's not really clear on that. The holy grail of it no longer raining in buildings may be a possibility. Apparently Giants is working on it and is mostly done with this implementation, but is not a guaranteed deal. So it may be something that can make it or doesn't end up making it. We all have our fingers crossed that finally it will stop raining inside of buildings and inside of tractors. Interior of our tractors are hopefully going to be a bit more detailed in 19. There's reports that tractors will have in-cab illumination and illuminated dashes. Of course, we have this on mod maps, or modded tractors, but we've yet to see it in a in-game tractor. Let's see here. Apparently, there may be more depth to the various difficulty levels. So it's been rumored that Giants is talking about not only medium, normal, or easy, normal, and hard, but also maybe associated with those, or maybe above those, is the ability to start with nothing other than money, or start with, your normal starting equipment. So like when I do map videos and I say, your starting fleet is, and I go through that, it seems like there's a possibility with FS17 that you wouldn't just have, the ability to start with vehicles and fields that the map author has chosen to start you with, but there might be the ability to choose to start with nothing. You basically start without any of the in-game crops or things like that, which could be rather interesting. So let's see here. Looks like they have already windrowed past this point, so let's come in here and figure out where we can set this up that it's out of the way. No. Let's see. Let's lower this down. Guess we'll just put it right here. now. There we go. That's where we'll set our wrapper. We'll just bring everything wrapper that we need to bring. Let's go ahead. This gate open because we gotta swap things out with him. Alright, so when we come back, we will have this field windrowed, and we'll be ready to get baling and get to wrapping our hay, or sorry, our grass into silage. Hey guys, well, we are back. Got ourselves a fully windrowed a field of grass. Got our baler over there, churning away, and boy is it going slow. Look at that glance. It's 2 miles an hour to bale up our grass. So remember when we were baling the first time, baled silage bales, and I was going on about how slow it was, and I thought it was because we had gone in. Let's see here, to drop. Come on. Turn it. Sure. So I was talking about how slow it was and everything, and figuring it was because I had, you know, doubled up some windrows and stuff. But it's clear to me that now that it's because we were baling grass, which is a lot, I guess, heavier and harder to run through the baler. We can bale a windrow of this thickness in hay a lot faster than are the grass. Let's see. Of course, realistically, we wouldn't be wanting to poke a hole in the silage bales. Them to go ahead and ferment. Even with this being seasons and everything, yeah, these bales are not normal grass bales, normal silage bales. So they have become silage instantly. They don't need to be fermented. That's because the McHale there is not using, I guess, a standard bale definition. It's using some other, it's basically defined its own bale type, I think. So since it's done that, it's not obeying the normal bale mechanics seasons. It's instantly silage, so the fact that we're poking it with a fork doesn't really mean much, other than those who are super into realism. Then you would probably balk at it a little bit. Baler's coming around here at some point. But by doing it this way, hopefully we're going to be able to stay fairly up to speed with our baler. Hopefully minimize the volume loss As soon as a grass bale is created, it starts to lose volume. We are able to get it wrapped fairly quickly, and hopefully we can mitigate some of that volume loss. Let's leave those bales there. So we are basically just making these bales for the purpose of kind of padding our silage levels. We still have a fair number of silage bales. But you can never have too many. Too few. Definitely have too few. You can never have too many silage bales. Got cows? Never know. I'm going to go ahead and grab this bale that's right behind me, so I don't want to be running into it later on. See? Okay. Eject. Alright, now let's go over here and get to the next bale. Alright guys, well we're just gonna be doing this for the rest of the a fair bit of the afternoon. See, we got dry crop now. But this grass on the ground, we have to it's all hands on the grass. It's not time to load in, so I can just come on in front of you. Once we start this process with the grass, we cannot really stop. I would love to be able to maybe get to work on this bale out the way. Run into it. Love to get started on the other field with respect to hay, but don't know. We don't want to leave this grass lying around. Is basically what I'm trying. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please click the like button. That'd be super awesome. Let me know in the comments what you think. And when we come back, we might be doing some hay work, or we might be playing with some soybeans. Not really sure. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to take this field, obviously, and finish making our silage bales. Then we are going to go ahead and move on up to field 24 and do the same with it. And then we're going to That will probably be tomorrow, day 3. I need to bring you in for that. And then day 4, we will be either doing soybeans or hay. Come back, it'll be day 4 of autumn probably. And depending on if the soybeans are ready or not is going to govern if we're going to be doing soybeans or hay work. So until next time, guys, happy farming.